Hi, Alicia. Thank you for your final essays. Now let's have a look at the essay about green energy. The ever-increasing use of renewable sources of energy throughout the world is a debatable issue. Whereas some people think that they are cheaper and reduce environmental damage, others claim that they can be potentially dangerous if used exclusively, as they depend on climatic and meteorological phenomena. Very nice. I love your style. This essay will discuss both views, but personally, I strongly agree with the use of green energy. Okay, very nice, very nice. We have the stance. We have a beautiful, wide range of vocabulary used. I mean, a beautiful, wide range of vocabulary used. I'm kind of incoherent myself, but yes, well, this is a beautiful introduction. On the one hand, it is undeniable that the exclusive use of renewable sources of energy may entail some safety issues for the global power supply. This is because they depend on natural and dynamic resources, which are sometimes difficult to predict. For example, if solar panels were the only source of electricity, cloudy days would result in alarming power blackouts. Therefore, it seems that despite promoting the generalized use of renewable energy, emergency oil stocks will still be needed, grammar, just minor grammar, in the event of supply disruptions. Like, this is beautiful. I mean, this is band 9. Seriously, you wanted a band from me, and I wrote you an answer that, you're about band 7, but this is not set in stone. I mean, this is not a final and definitive answer, but this essay is seriously band 8 or 9, and I mean it. I don't know whether you wrote it in 40 minutes. I don't know whether you wrote it in one go and how you planned your time, because I'd really want to know. I mean, with a style like this, I'd really like to chat to you just to find out how you work, because this is much better than anything I had seen before. Anyway, let's see. On the other hand, there is ample evidence that the use of green energy has a positive impact on both the environment and the global economy. Okay. This is largely due to the fact that this type of energy is infinite. Beautiful. Yes, finally someone understands. I just admire your logic and your understanding of simple facts, and does not generate as much pollution and waste as fossil fuels do. To illustrate this, a recent comprehensive report by Norwegian Environmental Department showed that after incentivizing solar and wind energy, you don't really need these commas. You might think that you do, because you add you add additional context by saying after this action, but you don't need the commas. No. They had registered a carbon footprint reduction of almost 20%, while reducing considerably the estimated budget allocated to energy supply. I'm going to be extremely picky, because you are a very advanced band student. So I can see reduction here and reducing here. You know that we have to stick to the dry principle, right? Do not repeat yourself. So perhaps you could choose another word. Let's see. Reduction of discount, lessening, drop. Say drop of all. Yes, drop. Exactly. Of almost 20%, while reducing considerably, blah, blah, blah. Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that renewable energy may have positive implications in terms of ecology and finances. I don't really like the word finances here. I mean, it's not. It gives me a feeling of ambiguity. It's not finances, but I would say expenditure or state budget, something more precise than just finances. You know what I mean, right? You are the band 9 essay today. So from the arguments and examples given, good punctuation, I firmly believe that although there may be some security issues that still need to be addressed, there's a thing you have with the passive voice. Look at this. They need to be addressed. Be is the verb to be part of the passive, and after that, in passive, you need a past participle, and the past participle always ends in ed for regular verbs, right? Okay, and you don't need the commas here either. No. The use of green energy should be strongly encouraged because of its positive effect on the environment and on countries' economies. and on what am I doing? What am I doing? And on countries' economies. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Positive effect. I'm going to be picky. I will continue being picky. Positive effect, positive implications. How about another word? Optimistic, helpful, encouraging. No. Positive implications. Optimistic, confident, constructive. Okay, no. Beneficial effect. Beneficial. You see, even when you look at the words in Microsoft Word and you look at synonyms and you see a list of synonyms and you're like, wow, I have so many synonyms. No, you don't, because none of them collocate with the word implications. But the word beneficial does collocate. That's the thing, and beneficial was not there. Okay, this is an absolutely beautiful essay. I think I was just wondering, do you think you could agree to use your essay as a sample essay for a perfect answer for this question? Like, let me know. I really want to know, because this is absolutely brilliant. This, okay, I don't want to say this is band 9, because let's say, look at the corrections I made. Let's say this is band 8. Trust me, this is at least band 8. This is not band 7. It's not even 7.5. This is, trust me, band 8. Okay. So now let's have a look at the maps. Okay. Why are the maps different? Why are the maps different? It used to be different. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. These two maps exhibit the same island before and after building several tourist facilities. Okay. I wouldn't say they exhibit. The two maps illustrate the development, let's say, that an island underwent before and after building several tourist facilities. Okay, I'm not going to correct this one in detail because I will end up rewriting sentences, okay? I will correct small things as I did in the essay. If I have to correct a whole sentence or half of a paragraph, I will just say that verbally, okay? First of all, the island depicted is a small one, and before the process of construction, it did not have any building of roads. Okay, let me read this paragraph and then I'll tell you what I think. Main facilities have been built in the western part of the island, leaving the east as it was in the past. Okay, I would say leaving the east. You know, I can replace these 6 words by one word, intact, untouched. They have placed who they. You don't really have, if you say they, then you refer to facilities and you don't want to do this. You can say the developers have placed a restaurant in the northwest side of the island and a hotel with a big reception just in the middle. With a big reception, reception, restaurant. Okay, these are the huts. Okay. Oh, this is the administrative building of the hotel. Okay. I wouldn't say and the hotel. I would say and the hotel reception just in the middle with many small bungalows surrounding it. Yes, wonderful specific vocabulary. Wonderful, precise. Furthermore, a pier has also been built in the southwest side, allowing boats to get to the island, and the swimming facility has been added to the beach in the western side of the island. I love this part. I love this part. Perhaps something to replace get, because I'm not a huge fan of get in academic texts. But, let me think. This is a nice paragraph. I wouldn't use present. Okay, let's replace everything which is present perfect, present perfect, by past. So you're going to have past simple passive. Were built, placed. Okay. Was built, was added. Why? Because the results did not happen right away, right? This happened sometime in the past. So I wouldn't say you really need the perfect here. This is what I think, but you certainly need the passive, and here you are dealing with the passive quite well. The island depicted is a small one, and before the previous. I would say I would simplify this. First of all, the small island depicted on the map, the small island depicted, did not have any buildings or roads prior to the construction. Do you have the word prior? No. Okay, so perhaps you could use my version or just think about it. Other than that, this paragraph is okay. Apart from the creation of these places, a road for vehicles has also been constructed, was also constructed, which starts in the pier, at the pier, and finishes at the restaurant. The rest of the bungalows are are connected by footpaths. This is an unfinished paragraph. Anyway, this is a paragraph which is too short, and this paragraph is too long. I mean, this is a nice paragraph, but you could write a bit more here. What could you add here? I don't know, anything you wish, but I would add this simply here. I would add it here, okay? So you remember what it looked like, right? Because this is a video, so you will remember what it looked like before and after. But I would suggest you keep this as one body paragraph. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a map. And now let's see the concluding sentence. Overall, the most noticeable feature that the island has changed from being totally wild, I would say not totally wild, completely uninhabited. Totally wild sounds too emotional. Completely uninhabited. To become a tourist resort. I don't like this verb here. No. The island has changed from being completely uninhabited to it changed from this to that. You don't need the verb. To a luxurious tourist resort. Yeah. Because if you say something has changed from A to B, from being A to being B, then you can't use this verb like this here. Okay, so this is a classic case when you get, let's say, band 9 for task 1, and let's say band 7 for task 2. Vice versa. Task 7 for task 1, and band 7 for task 1, and band 9 for task 2. In the end, it's not going to be exactly band 8 for writing, because task 1 is only 40% of your writing mark, and task 2 is 60%, but that's another discussion. Anyway, you are a great writer, but mind the fact that if you have a map like this, I'm going to make this a bit smaller. If you have a map like this, this can also be not what is already done, but what is envisaged. For example, imagine you're an engineer, you're a civil engineer, you are an architect, whoever, a developer, a property developer. Let it be this way, property developer. So you you were asked to develop a plan how to build an island resort. So this is your plan. So you're going to present this visual with, let's say, a whole portfolio, a whole document, let's say 50-page document that explains how this is going to be done. So this is the plan. So perhaps keep in mind that this might be the plan, and this will influence the grammar that you use, but definitely not the vocabulary. No, the vocabulary will absolutely stay the same, but the grammar will change. So perhaps you will think of using future simple, a future in the past, again, present continuous, conditionals, modal verbs, may, or whatever. But I would certainly stick to future simple and future in the past. So remember, this may be the plan, not the result. Okay, just keep that in mind. Anyway, this having been said, Alicia, I wish you all the best of luck in your exam. Remember to plan your time appropriately. Start from part 2, not from part 1. You see, and remember, part 2 is more valuable. And even if you write like as you did in this answer, this is going to be good. So I'm going to edit that answer because at first in your email I wrote that you're in approximately band 9. Judging by this last pair of texts, you are higher than band 7. You are, let's say, at least a 7.5. Like worst case scenario, you are a 7.5. But please remember, it might not be the same thing at the exam, because at the exam we may be stressed. Trust me, I failed my driving exam 5 times. I still don't have a full driving license in Canada. Trust me, I know, but I have driven hundreds of kilometers. Why? Because I simply freak out at the test, and you may freak out when you see a topic that you simply hate. I myself, I told you, I hate economics. So it doesn't mean that, oh my God, I'm a band 8 writer and everything's going to be awesome. Everything is going to be awesome if you remember everything you learned, but do not overestimate yourself and do not underestimate yourself. You are a great writer. Just remember the routine. Remember how you should start, think, write, and proofread, and everything's going to be perfect. All the best of luck.